It takes a village with vision to make something like this happen, especially since it never happened before.
Hi, I'm Ken Ray. I've been the mayor of Sleepy Hollow since 2009. The village's comprehensive plan was developed over a number of years through a public process. It brought residents from every neighborhood together, as well as our business owners in and around Beekman Avenue. Together, we drafted a document that reflects our values and states our vision for the future of Sleepy Hollow. It was ratified by the Board of Trustees in 2019. Here, in one place, you will find the reports, drawings, and videos that we are using for our ongoing capital projects. As you look through this website, you will meet our extraordinary designers, architects, and engineers. Our historic village, like so many villages in the Hudson Valley, is grappling with change. Change is difficult. Let's acknowledge that as we move forward. In Sleepy Hollow, we're looking to harness the forces of change to create a 21st century village that both honors our unique natural beauty and history and embraces diversity in all forms. In the 20th century, the singular driving force in our village, the massive North Tarrytown General Motors assembly plant. It was located where our main street, Beekman Avenue, meets the Hudson River. In all, it encompassed nearly 100 acres. That's the size of Battery Park City in Lower Manhattan. At one time, over 8,000 people were employed there, and it accounted for half of the village's tax base. When it closed in June of '96, the village's very identity would change. In December of that year, we voted to change our name from North Tarrytown to Sleepy Hollow. That election was not without rancor. The vote was 1,304 to 710. Change is difficult. Other changes, an iconic bridge, the Tappan Zee, was demolished and replaced by a larger modern bridge with a new name. Our community hospital, Phelps, is now part of a tremendous network, Northwell Health. And 66 acres of the land where the GM assembly plant once stood is becoming a new neighborhood, developed as Edge on Hudson. By the time Edge is completed, in 5 to 7 years, our population will have grown by a third. Our median income will increase substantially. That means how we approach New York State and the federal government for funding will have to change. Voting patterns will change. Village government and the school district will, by necessity, grow. All of this will have an effect on the character of our village. Edge will include a supermarket, a hotel, restaurants, and other shops that will enhance the vibrancy of this new neighborhood and will also attract new visitors. We expect there will be greater activity along Beekman Avenue, more open storefronts and restaurants, more people. Our challenge is to make sure that that change is a positive force for everyone living and working here now. It is a goal clearly stated in the comprehensive plan. We have been and continue to be a proud immigrant community. Since the plantation at Phillipsburg Manor ceased functioning in the early 19th century. Yes, a plantation, one that relied on slave labor. Portuguese, Italians, and the Irish settled here as they searched for a better life working on the Croton Aqueduct and in factories like the General Motors plant. Today, we are home to a new generation of immigrants from Central and South America. That too is change. Another goal in the comprehensive plan calls for action to reverse damage to the environment. In the final settlement with GM, which took more than 10 years of painful negotiations, the village received 2 parcels of land. We determined that both would become public space, parkland, preserved in perpetuity. The first parcel, now the Sleepy Hollow Riverwalk, is along the Hudson shoreline from Ichabod's Landing to Kingsland Point Park. It passes by the Sleepy Hollow Lighthouse, where Westchester County is undertaking a $3+ million restoration. The second parcel of land is on the east side of the Metro North tracks and will be known as the Sleepy Hollow Common. here, the village is creating a new park designed by environmental landscape artist Margie Ruddick. Margie is rewilding the last legs of the Pecanico River and its degraded shoreline. Space for a new DPW facility has been carved out in the back on a bluff we created so that it won't flood in a storm surge. The facility is being designed by architects Jennifer Sage and Peter Kuhn, known for their work in sustainability. These new public spaces will be points of connectivity serving our various neighborhoods, each with its own unique history and claim to fame. They will connect Kingsland Point Park to DeVries Park, DeVries to Phillipsburg Manor, the Old Dutch Church and Sleepy Hollow Cemetery, to the Croton Aqueduct, the Rockefeller State Park Preserve, and the Westchester North Trailway System. People will now be able to travel, to walk between Terrytown and Sleepy Hollow along the Hudson River. Barnhart Park and the neighborhoods off of Beekman Avenue will be able to connect to the Common via the reclaimed Clinton Street running down along past the old UAW building. Like the Hudson River itself, the traffic on these connected public spaces will flow both ways, whether on foot, bicycle, skateboard, or car. DeVries Park is being upgraded. We are restoring its shoreline to enhance a natural aesthetic and to provide a better habitat for wildlife. The Common will include a space for active recreation with new ball fields, tennis courts, and volleyball courts. We will have a significant space set aside for passive recreation and solitude as well. And we're creating spaces for community art and the presentation of cultural events. I want to take a moment to thank everyone who has helped get us here. First and foremost is the village staff, led by Anthony Giacchio, the building department, led by Sean McCarthy, the Sleepy Hollow Local Development Corporation and Dan Breyer, the legal teams at Proskauer Rose and McCarthy Fingar and Janet Gandolfo, the engineering team at WSP, the thinkers and doers at Urban Strategies, Mike Klein, Christian D. Palermo, and Rocky Richards, and Jenny Nolan. Charles McKinney has been the guiding light as our master planner. The Board of Trustees and our Local Development Corporation have done extraordinary work as well. Thank you to Governor Kathy Hochul, Senate Majority Leader Andrea Stewart-Cousins, State Senator Pete Harcum, Assemblyman Tom Abenanti, Westchester County Executive George Latimer, Deputy County Executive Ken Jenkins, and our County Legislator Margaret Kunzio.